They told you to dream big, to visualize the life you want, to write your goals on paper and say them out loud. But no one told you the truth, that you don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. You attract not your wishes, but your essence. If you're filled with doubt, you will manifest more doubt. If you're consumed by fear, you will manifest more reasons to be afraid. The universe does not respond to what you scribble down in journals. It responds to what you carry in your bones. Your energy speaks louder than your words. Your beliefs echo louder than your desires. You can wish for abundance, but if you still live like you're broke in your soul, abundance will avoid you. You can ask for love, but if deep down you don't feel worthy of it, you will repel it. This is the secret most people miss. It's not about the vision board. It's about the internal mirror. Because your life is not a reflection of your goals. It's a reflection of your identity. Your self-image is the magnet. And you can't fake it. You can't fool the laws that govern this universe. You can't hide behind quotes and hashtags and pretend you're elevated. What you are inside always finds a way out. It shows up in your actions, in your tone, in your posture, in your choices. You don't become what you say. You become what you embody. And embodiment requires alignment. Not perfect habits. Not forced hustle. But alignment between who you say you want to be and who you choose to be when no one's watching. So ask yourself, what am I being right now? Not, what do I want? But, what identity am I operating from? Because the results in your life are nothing but feedback. Not punishment. Not reward. Just reflection. You say you want peace. But are you choosing chaos? You say you want freedom. But are you clinging to your limits? You say you want success. But are you showing up like someone who already owns it? Because wanting isn't enough. The universe doesn't reward wanting. It responds to certainty. Not loud certainty, not forced confidence, but that quiet, anchored truth inside you that says, I am already this. Not one day. Not if. Not maybe. Now. Because when you shift your identity, reality bends. Not because magic falls from the sky, but because your decisions begin to change. Your standards begin to rise. You walk differently. You speak with more clarity. You stop tolerating things that break your alignment. And that's when people start asking you, how did you do it? But they never saw the shift. They didn't see the internal rebuild. They only saw the outcomes. But the truth is, outcomes are never random. They are reflections of self-concept. And your self-concept is built, brick by brick, through repetition. Not just affirmations, but patterns. What you repeat, you believe. What you believe, you become. And what you become, you attract. So no, you don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you've practiced being. Every day, through your thoughts, your responses, your focus. If your attention is on lack, lack expands. If your focus is on becoming, growth expands. This is not about pretending to be something you're not. It's about becoming what you were too afraid to admit you already are. Powerful. Worthy. Capable. Enough. The only reason it hasn't shown up yet is because you keep waiting for external permission to be what your soul already is. So today, stop performing for the world. Stop scripting a version of yourself that you think they'll like. And start returning to the truth of who you already are. You don't need to prove your worth. You need to accept it. You don't need to chase validation. You need to reclaim your identity. You were never meant to manifest through desperation. You were meant to create from embodiment, from fullness, from certainty. Because the truth is, when you align with a new identity, your world begins to shift, quietly at first. Your old habits feel uncomfortable. Your old circles feel distant. Your old thoughts try to pull you back. But you keep walking. Because you're not manifesting from the past anymore. You're manifesting from the future you already are. And yes, it will feel lonely sometimes. But that's not isolation. That's transformation. The caterpillar is alone in the cocoon. Not because it's failing, but because it's becoming. And when it emerges, it doesn't try to crawl again. It knows it's meant to fly. So stop asking, "How do I get there?" and start asking, "Who must I be now?" Because when your being changes, your results follow. You'll notice new people, new opportunities, new ideas. Not because they suddenly appeared, but because you finally aligned with the frequency that attracts them. It's not magic. It's resonance. And resonance can't be faked. You become a match for what you are. Not what you want. Not what you hope for. What you are. So let the world keep running in circles. Let them keep chasing results without changing their reflection. But you go deeper. You become still. You confront the parts of you that still cling to the old identity, the version built on fear, doubt, scarcity. And you thank it. You release it. And then you step forward as the version of you that already owns the vision. Not someday. Now. Because power doesn't arrive. It's remembered. You were powerful before they told you otherwise. You were worthy before you had proof. You were chosen before anyone clapped for you. You forgot. And now you remember. And that's the moment the real shift begins. Not when the world sees you, but when you finally see yourself. Because when your identity upgrades, everything must follow. You no longer tolerate half-effort. You no longer accept almost. You speak with truth. You move with purpose. You walk into rooms and don't shrink, not because you're loud, but because you carry the energy of someone who knows. You don't need to convince. You embody. And embodiment always speaks louder than explanation. So the question is no longer, "How do I get what I want?" The question is, "How do I become the person who already has it?" Because when you become, you don't chase. You attract. You don't beg. You decide. You don't wish. You create. This is the shift most people never make. They spend their lives tweaking the outside, but never upgrading the inside. They decorate the cage instead of unlocking the door. They repeat affirmations without removing the identity that contradicts them. But you're different. You've seen too much. Felt too much. Broken too many times to settle for surface solutions. You're ready to rewire it from the core. To not just think differently, but be different. To not just hope for the life, but embody the energy of someone who already owns it. Because the world isn't asking for more perfection. It's asking for presence, realness, conviction. And conviction doesn't come from what you say. It comes from what you live. From how you speak to yourself when it's dark. From how you stand back up when everything falls apart. From how deeply you know, even when the results aren't here yet, that they're already on the way. Not because of luck. Not because of timing. But because you became the one who calls it in. So stop waiting for the world to catch up. Stop shrinking your vision to match your surroundings. You are not here to adjust. You are here to awaken. The moment you believe differently, you see differently. And when you see differently, you move differently. And when you move differently, your life changes, quietly, then all at once. People will ask you what happened, why things started working, why doors started opening, and you'll smile. Because the answer isn't luck or timing, it's identity. You didn't wait for the world to choose you. You chose yourself. You didn't wait for belief to find you. You built it. You sculpted it every day in silence. When no one clapped. When no one saw you. When no one believed in you but you. That's when it happens. That's when the shift takes root. When your internal world becomes more real than the external noise. When your faith becomes louder than your fear. And your presence becomes a message louder than your words. Because real change doesn't start with proof. It starts with a decision. The decision to stop being who you were, so you can become who you're meant to be. And maybe the world hasn't seen your power yet. But that doesn't mean it isn't there. It's in your voice. It's in your vision. It's in the way you rise after every fall. See, the world doesn't need more copies. It doesn't need more noise. It needs more souls on fire. More minds unchained. More hearts that remember who they are. You don't need to fix everything. You don't need to please everyone. You just need to return to the truth of what you are. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not your bank account or your doubts. You are a living bridge between what is and what's possible. And the minute you stop believing the old story, the new one begins. And this time, you're the writer. So pick up the pen. Pick up the power. Speak the new words. Move with a new rhythm. Show the world what happens when belief becomes identity. Because when belief becomes identity, your world isn't just changed. It's reborn. Right here. Right now. In you. Oncoming fist. Change your belief. Change your world. This isn't just a story about Napoleon Hill. This is a call to rise. A challenge. A reminder that you are not powerless. You are not broken. You are not waiting on luck. You are the one. The one with vision. The one with fire. The one with purpose stitched into your soul. You've doubted long enough. You've settled long enough. Now is the moment you stop reading and start rewriting. Your story. Your path. Your life. Because if a man with no wealth, no privilege, no special advantage, could carve a legacy that still echoes through history, then what's your excuse? Napoleon Hill wasn't a god. He was a man. A man who decided to master his mind, to master his mission. And now, you must do the same. You owe it to your future self, to your family, to your name, to the younger version of you that once believed anything was possible. This isn't the end. It's your beginning. And the question is no longer, can you do it? The question is, will you believe long enough to see it become real? Asterisk asterisk. Because belief is not a feeling. It's a weapon. And when it's in your hands, nothing is impossible. Now go. Build. Break limits. Think. Believe. Act. And become exactly who you were born to be.